welcome to this final lesson. In this lesson, we are going to be implementing email verification in our application. So when a user signs up to our application, we want this user to verify their emails. So the first step to implementing this is checking out our create users migration. You can see right here there's a timestamp that Laravel comes with by default. It's called email verify that. And when the user verifies their email, Laravel is simply going to populate this field with the date when they verified their email. The second step is to go to the user model, and then there's this contract that is used at the top. We can implement this contract and automatically Laravel is going to send a verification email to the user so they can verify their account. The last step is in our web.php. Right now the routes we have registered, so let me just show you route list. It doesn't cover verification of email, so you can see there's no verification endpoints. But if we come right here and then we pass in verifies, oh, that's not supposed to be verifies, it's supposed to be verify. Okay, so if we run this again, you can see we have the verification routes registered right here. Okay, so that's all we need for email verification. That's it. So now I'm just going to try to register a new account. So I'm just going to register Cat France, password, register, password, and password, register. Great. Look at it. It takes a second right there because it's going to send the verification link. And if we come to Mailtrap right now, and if I visit my inbox, you can see that in my inbox, I have one unread message, and it's a verify email address email that Laravel sends. Okay. And if I click right here, I'm brought to the home page and I check out my database. So let me just say add tinker, and then I'm just going to say Laravel forum/user, get all the users. You can see that my email verified at field right here is populated. Awesome. So now I am marked as a verified user. Now this is what I'm going to do. I'm just going to refresh my database. So I delete that user. So I'm just going to say add migration refresh seed. So that user is deleted. Then I'm going to come to the discussions controller, and right in the constructor, I'm going to pass an array instead. Okay, so I'm going to say auth middleware, and I'm going to add another middleware here called verified. And this is a default middleware that comes with Laravel, and it helps us to make sure that endpoints are only accessible by verified users. Okay, so if the user trying to create or store a discussion is not verified, then it's going to redirect the user to the verification page. Let me show you. So right now, if I refresh, this user is deleted. So I'm going to register myself again and then pass in my details, register, and you can see it's taking a second right there to send the email. It sent the email, but if I click on add discussion, you can see it says verify your email address. And this is awesome because I can click here and send another email to myself for verification. Okay, but let me just come to the auth right there. So resources, views, auth, and you can see the verify.blade.php is the template that displays this card. So what we want to do is make that template a little better by deleting the container. So I'll cut this, delete the container, and then paste that right there, refresh, and great, it spans the whole width. So if I click right here, it sends that email again, and if we check out Mailtrap, you can see we have 2 verification emails. Awesome. This works perfectly. One thing that I'm not very comfortable is with the fact that it doesn't queue the email. So it takes time and sends that email. But what we want is to override the default Laravel verification system so that it queues the email. And let's go step by step. First thing is, you can see that the user extends authenticatable right here. And this is coming from Illuminate Foundation Auth user. So let's click and see that class. And if your code editor does not support click like mine, what you want to do is go to the vendor folder, then go to the Laravel source code, framework, source, Illuminate, then come to foundation, then auth. And you're going to see the user.php there. And then you can see that it uses a must verify email trait. And this trait defines a method called send email verification notification. And this method is going to be used to send the email verification notification. And you can see that the default notification is coming from Illuminate Auth notifications, and you can see verify email right there. So Illuminate Auth notifications and verify email.php, and this is the notification. So we want to override that functionality. So here's what we are going to do. I'm just going to come to this method, which is send email verification, and I'm going to copy it. Okay, you can do this without copying it. You don't need to copy it. All we need to do is actually create a method on the user class with exactly the same name, so that it's going to override the one in the traits. So public function send email verification notification. So you don't need to copy that one. You can just copy the name right here, and then we're going to say this notify, and instead of sending the default notification, we're going to send our own notification. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to say add make notification, and this is going to be verify email. Okay, so if we come to our notifications folder, there's our verify email notification. Okay, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to delete everything in this notification. Okay, and at the moment it extends notification, but what we want is to extend the base verify email notification that Laravel comes with by default. So here I'm going to say verify email, and you're going to see right here my text editor helps me to use that. So right here you can see verify email from Illuminate Auth notifications verify email. So I'm just going to rename this to base verify email so that we don't have any conflicts. Okay, so we extend base verify email, and then we implement should queue. Okay, so once we implement should queue, every time this notification is sent, it's going to automatically queue, right? So I'm just going to delete everything we don't need, and then finally in our user, for the send email verification notification, I'm just going to say new verify email, and I'm just going to pass it right there. So you can see Laravel forum notifications verify email. So it's sending our own custom email verification link, and this one implements should queue. So let's try this out. I'm just going to come right here, log out, and then register as emily@myers.com. So Emily Myers, emily@myers.com, password, and finally password. If I click register, you can see automatically there was no time wasted in sending an email. And if Emily tries to visit the discussion, she can't. But if we go ahead and run our queue worker, you can see it's processing the verify email job and done. And now if we come to our mail trap, visit that, click here, verify Emily's account, and Emily tries to create a discussion. Emily can now create a discussion. Alright guys, this is awesome. We've finally been able to implement queuing for the verify email.